What up, y'all? It's the Morning Hustle with L'Oreal and Kyle Santillian. And once again, we got guests in the studio. One guest in particular.
Where's the guest at? There's family up in here.
Listen, man, fam is in the building, and she's doing big things continuously. We got to give it up for Miss Eva Marcille.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning.
How
Good
you
morning.
feeling?
I'm feeling blessed.
You look happy.
I am. I'm very well. Anytime I get to come and see my girl Love,
Yeah.
I'm happy. Y'all know her as L'Oreal. I'll call her Love. So anytime I get to come and see her is absolute blessing.
I love me
That's
some
what's up.
Eva,
That's
man.
what's
Y'all
up.
know how I
Yes.
felt about my Eva. I got to get the swinging off on y'all about Eva.
Uh-oh.
Don't. It's not even that kind of party. We survived. We are here to talk about a survival story
That's
today.
right.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Buried
Yes.
Alive and Survive.
Yes.
Specifically, new movie coming out on Lifetime.
Yes.
That you're doing your thing in. And it looks like a very scary scenario.
Well, what it is actually a part of the Rip from the Headline series. And so these are actual real stories of people that actually happened. And what I love about this specific series is a missing series that Lifetime is doing. And they're the untold stories of us melanated girls. So they're the black girls, they're the brown girls, the ones that don't hit the headlines. And this story is about a woman whose husband decided that he wanted to expire her. So he rolled her up in an oriental rug and put her in a crate and buried her alive. And I play her character. Her name is Alicia Sullivan. And her will to live is the fact that she has a son that she has to stay for.
Yeah.
So she is going to survive. She's going to figure this
Yeah.
out. But it is such a metaphor for life, you know, when it comes to us feeling like we're in a box and closed in. And how do we get out of here? Do we just sit back and just let it take us, or do we claw our way out?
Yeah, do you fight?
Yeah.
And just as soon as the movie kicks off, it starts out very crazy because you are literally buried in that box.
Yes.
How many takes? How many times?
Right.
How did that feel? Because me, I'm claustrophobic. Even when people stand too close to me or that weird seat on the plane.
Right.
I know, you get what I'm saying? So how did you deal with being in that box?
The box was crazy. And I can say initially, like when I read the script, it resonated. The woman, the struggle she went through, having my own life's battles,
Right.
it resonated. So I told myself, I was like, oh, you can do this. Like, you got this box. You got this box. When they showed me that box, and I laid in there,
Small.
oh my goodness. And all I could think of is what the woman who went through this, whose shoes I'm wearing right now, what she went through, what was going through her mind, what was going through her body, how she felt, her temperature, just everything about her, what you would use to try to get out. And so even though I was prepared, once they closed that lid and Tyler Lepley, scary, I'm sorry, I know y'all women think he fine. He is very fine. And he is a very nice guy, but he is a diabolical character.
Yeah.
He is.
He is.
Right.
He
Scary.
is. And when he drills me shut, there is just something inside of me. I remember my director, Manu Byers, he's French, and he was going, "You're going to die in there. You're going to die. You'll never see your kids again, ever." And something, I don't know, I felt like I would never see my children again. Like,
It went from acting to this fear became
it was
real.
real. It was
Yeah.
so real. And then the dirt and the mud and the clawing out. It was
I was
real.
like, is that a body double? Because
No.
you was really up in that thing.
That was me. That was
What?
that was absolutely me. In our spare time, we sang Mary J. Blige's rendition of "I'm Going Down."
you were down. You were
And I
definitely
was down. But they used, I mean, it was real. They built this huge pool. And shout out to production and Swirl, Eric Thomasounis. They did their big one. Like, I mean, I was literally buried underground and had to climb out to earth.
So at any point did you have to be like, give me a second? Like, because I feel like
Right.
I would have freaked out. I'm not.
Honestly, I didn't, but to know my left leg, the person that holds me up in this business, a lot of people think that he's like my side man or whatever.
Oh, we gonna talk
He's
about
my
him. We
best
gonna talk
friend.
about him.
His name is Robert.
Robin!
My big Rob. Rob was like, cut.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there's a one point where I'm underwater. It's dirt. You can't even see. You can't see anything. I'm just under there dead. And Rob is like, bring her up. She has to come up. I was fine. I could die longer. I mean,
I could have died longer. It's crazy.
I was okay. But, you know, I have a great team to make sure that I didn't really die.
Yeah. The fact that this is based off one of many true stories that have affected black women of the past. I know you said earlier, like, that was one of the things that intrigued you about taking on the role. But at the same time, like, does it bring a certain sadness,
for sure.
you know what I'm saying, to your mindset? Like, what kind of some of the emotions that you felt just reading the script before you even started acting?
This movie was very cathartic for me because I've went through my own share of domestic violence. And to see how far things can go and to know my own story and to hear other people's story, it felt like a calling. I remember being offered the role and I read it and I'm like, this is hitting so close to home that it's kind of like eerie. And I do remember some time on set just like needing like that space because it was real. Like I could feel I went back into my own experiences. But it's one of those things that domestic violence is so shameful. It's one of those things that you live in shame. It's like mental health, you know, when you're depressed, you live in shame about that. And unless you find the audacity, the boldness to tell these stories, then people are going to continue to live in shame.
Right.
Yeah.
And people die daily, men and women, at the hands of domestic violence. And so I felt a part of my duty in the actor community to tell a story. I mean, we all love to be fun bosses and play these cool roles, but then sometimes getting to the heart of things, the grit, the truth, the stuff that people don't really want to talk about is really what we need to talk about.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
it's crazy because they will blow up things like with I believe her name was Carly Russell. When that situation happened, it's like they made it seem like, oh no, every situation is like someone lying. And it's like, no, there's literally missing black women, black children, black men.
Everywhere.
And it's swept under the rug like it's not that serious.
I mean, I'm at the airport. I'm at the Four Seasons in Paris last week, and the signage on the back of the toilet stall saying, if you are being trafficked or if you need help, press this button that was in the bathroom. So places, Atlanta, shout out to Atlanta Airport. There's a lot that goes through. It's the busiest airport in the world. Them doing their job and responsibility because there's a lot of people you walk past. And I know we talk about just kindness and depression, but there are people walking by you every day struggling with boulders on their back and you have no idea.
And
you
I
have
think
no clue.
I think it's important, this story too, because what we did see is that when you do speak out, sometimes it still comes back to bite you.
It does. It does.
And that's what people don't understand, because I hear people saying all the time, well, why didn't she been say something? Why didn't this, that, and the third? But they don't understand that sometimes that comes with harder consequences than staying quiet.
Well, that gets in. That's a whole nother set of stories because if you do get into a domestic violence situation, you call the police. They rarely come out. Until something like this happens, the police don't find themselves involved. And so unless we tell these stories and show how bad things can get, you can go from a dinner or from a regular evening into a box.
Yeah.
Like, how does this happen?
Yeah.
You know, and it's a real thing. And I think that showing it on television gives you a better idea that this could happen in real life. It's like watching CSI. You're like, oh, so that's how you do a crime scene.
Right.
So now you realize like things can change. And I think it also helps others, like women out there that are afraid to speak out, that, you know, are doing what they're trying to do to take care of their kids and in silence. And it lets them know that, baby girl, you're good.
Yeah.
What you're doing is right. Keep your head up, stay strong. It's not going to be easy, but it's doable.
That's the part that scares me. Like when I hear these stories, you know what I mean? I'm not thinking about me, but I'm thinking about I'm the father of two girls. Like what if they were experiencing something like this? Like how would I want them to handle it? And to your point about the police, I think it's also very important to remind people that the police are reactionary. Something has to happen for them to respond, but you have to be on top of your game from the beginning to be preventative.
But see, that's the hard part,
if
though.
possible, yes.
So that's the hard part. And when dealing with DV, a lot of times you find yourself in love before you find yourself in pain.
That's right.
So it's hard to override the fact that you love this person and you know that they're battling their demons. And because you love them so much, you want to help them. That's that savior complex, that Captain Sava in everybody.
Right.
You know, that you want to help. But it's that piece that you have to remember that you have to matter more than anyone else. And then when you have a child, that baby has to matter more than the love of that man.
And that's why, like you said, this story literally hits so home for you and what you've been through. And now that you've been out of your situation for quite some time, it was a public situation because we obviously know your baby father was also in the limelight of things.
And TMZ scours court records.
And they'll find things anyway, regardless. So now that you're out of that situation, right? How does it affect, like when you do a movie like this, does it bring back up some things? And does he start getting going on you again? Or like, how do you deal with that? And I mean, as far as her, I don't want to say harassing because
I mean,
out.
as far as him in particular, I'm very far removed. And Michael Sterling, my kid's father, my ex-husband, my heart, Mike makes sure I'm straight.
Yeah,
so
that's a different situation.
So we're good.
Yeah.
But I definitely used a lot of what I bottled up a lot and pushed down while going through my situation in this film. That level of, no, I got it, and maybe he'll change, and just that yearning for it to be better, but knowing in your heart of hearts, it's not.
Yeah. But see, I feel like the only thing that makes it crazy about this is like, this is a good role for you to bring like realization to people, but then it's also going to go back to your story,
but
right?
that's what makes the moment so real.
Yeah. So that's not bothersome to you.
It wasn't, I mean, it was cathartic. It was therapeutic. You know, I go to my therapist, but I don't talk to my therapist about that. I'm dealing with other stuff. So for some reason, when I saw Tyler looking across me, I didn't see Tyler's eyes. I saw my ex's eyes.
Yeah.
And so it was easy to find that character because I know I am her. I know her. I know what it feels like to have to like put it on, but then to feel like a speck. At the same time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. You know what else is dope about you, just to switch gears a little bit? I know a lot of people know you obviously from getting to start doing reality TV and modeling and things of that nature. But here we are, more than a decade. I don't even know how many years it's been.
America's Next Top
Model.
Eva the Diva.
Right, for sure.
Thank you, friend.
And it's so dope to see here you are all of these years later and still having an impact, still making a difference, still in the game, you know what I'm saying? Transitioning into acting and everything else that you're doing. What do you say is the secret to your longevity? When so many other people fade away.
Thank you. That's beautiful to say. And I appreciate those words. I think the word you said is impact. The reason why I do what I do is to make an impact. I could do anything, right? We could all have any kind of job and figure out how to make money, but why are we here on this earth? What is our special purpose? What is that special gift that God gave Eva specifically? What's that special gift that God gave L'Oreal for her and her only? And that is what you use to go out into the world and make your impact. And so I think my longevity is just trying to stay in my purpose. Stay in the vision that God gave for me. Stay in the truth of what God has for me. My stories are Black stories by Black people, for Black people. I'm a Black woman, and I will amplify our sound. And so that is just who I am. It's what I love to do. So I think that's the key to my longevity is just staying in purpose. I don't want to stay relevant. I don't want to stay cool. I mean, that doesn't matter. My money's fine. But I want to make an impact. I want my daughter, when I'm not here anymore, to be like, that was my mama.
Yeah. You also have amazing relationships. You support people. You show up. So, of course, people want to see you doing amazing, and you are.
Thank you.
Acting bag is your bag, girl, because I be seeing, damn, Eva got another damn movie. I know that's right. Get to the bag. But speaking of, like, the America's Top Models and things like that, you see it was getting a lot of backlash when it came to the TikTok generation of things. Do you think a show like that would be able to exist today?
I think a show like Top Model would be amazing today because the unapologetic awareness of today's social realities.
Yeah.
Be it gender specifications, fashion, where the fashions derive from. If you saw New York Fashion Week this season, we had Bozeman St. John had all Black designers on the floor of the Wall Street. Like, I mean, the impact and the influence that Black culture has on fashion. I think in today's age and society, you have Michael Kors running around with his fingernails and clicking and clacking. Yeah. I think it is time to see what we truly do accept and what we don't accept. Because before, we were fitting in our boxes. We were trying to figure out how to play this game. Now we're no longer the token. Yeah. We opening the shows.
But did you ever feel away? Because some people was like, oh, I didn't want my Gap. She made me feel insecure. Well, they made me feel fat.
That's everything, though. That's in anything you do. If you if you're a lawyer, you go to court, you come in there with a cotton shirt on that's not ironed. The judge is like, I'm sorry, sir. Did you not know you were coming in front of the honorable judge such and such?
That's true.
So in every industry, as a pastor, as a student, as anything you do, there's an appropriateness to what you do. But when it comes to art, I think the allowance of freedom is where Tyra took top model. Yeah. It gave a space for a girl like me, 5'7", from the hood, with a twang, and it gave me a space where no one else would.
We was all rooting for you, Jack, because we was all like you. Yeah, we was like, come on, she ain't going. Oh, she is going. All right, we with that.
But I think to Lo's point, though, as much as it might be a good space for things like awareness for Black brands and things, that I do think it'll get a little sensitive, because now a lot of what y'all went through, they would consider body shaming and stuff like that.
Look.
Those kind of things would be under a microscope more.
But think about it, the Winnie Harlow that came from Top Model, like, it's shedding light and it's showing beauty, and I think Tyra had a very, very amazing idea to show that beauty came in so many different packages. I just think 20 years later, it can come in even more packages.
Okay. I can see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Because she had Takara.
Takara was on my season. We had Yaya.
Yeah,
I was short. Yaya came in there like, I am an African queen. That's my baby. Yaya Jacase is my baby. That's my girl. Takara Jones, that's my girl. But I just think that now it's a time, I mean, the Isis that came through there, you know, and she's acting and modeling and just the whole world of it. Don Benjamin, my boy, he is one of the biggest TikTok influencers online. Like, it has done so much, and so I think that it could definitely come back.
And you know, Tyra did really good hosting that, but apparently they didn't think she did so good on Dancing with the Stars. Did you get to see her? And what do you think was the difference there?
You know what? I'm like, when it comes to Tyra to me is like my mom. Can't nobody say nothing bad about Tyra.
So she ain't do bad on Dancing with the Stars.
I don't care what y'all say about Tyra Lynn Banks.
Yeah, put the Lynn on it.
Okay? Tyra Lynn Banks is good money. Go buy her ice cream. I'm sure she just dropped another scoop of something.
Right.
Tyra has single-handedly changed lives. She has changed my life, and through her changing my life, I was able to help change other people's lives, and it is a passing of the torch. And so to err is to be human. Yeah. I don't think there was ever an intention Tyra ever had to do anything malice, ever. And so if your words didn't come off right sometimes, or your gestures didn't come off right or weren't politically correct, okay, we saw the debate the other day, what Kamala said when she was talking about Trump. He said, this... you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because she's human. She understands her responsibility. To whom much is given, much is required. By the same token, I think it's that relatability and that authenticity that lives. And so Tyra was authentic to herself, like it or not. Yeah. So I'll rock with Tyra. I don't care what no one has to say about her.
I believe
period. And we gonna end that.
Okay, we gonna link not too much on Tyra.
Not too much on Tyra.
That's
my baby.
We know you've dealt with a public divorce. That's something that you've been going through, and we see something that's popped up on the blogs, a new love, and his name is Robert.
Oh, she was looking around like, who?
So when I seen this, and I'm like, a new love, I'm like, damn, Eva ain't tell me about this new love. And then when I see our good friend Robert is your new love.
Did you fall out laughing?
I did, because I don't believe Robert is looking at our type.
Anything at all that is made of the feminine variety.
So, but what does it come down to for right now for you? Like, is there an interest in finding a new love? Is there somebody on the horizon? Or are, like, what's going on with
I'm
you?
just focused on doing me.
Because you're beautiful. We know everybody is sliding up in them DMs at
Listen,
least.
I learned about DMs from you, L'Oreal, and those DMs, let me tell you, women, your husband and your sons are in the DMs.
I had to show her the secret folder. She didn't know about
you didn't even know that existed.
The
there
back
are
door.
pastors in the DMs. I mean, like, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Names in there.
Do you
Names.
remember? Wow.
Names.
Okay. Not saying the person, but do you remember like the craziest DM? You was like, nah, this
Yes,
is
because you should be preaching right now. It's Sunday.
Let's just put it there.
It's Sunday. And what do you know about my show? Why are you watching All the Queen's Men?
Everybody
to be
watches
watching
all the
Buried
Queen's
Alive.
Men now.
Yeah.
Come on. Now.
It's all about Buried Alive and Survived. I mean, but no, right now I'm just in my little bag. What I have learned in the last since being divorced is that there is life. I felt like I was just, Lo, I thought I was just out of here. I was just merely existing like an orb floating around. But now I think my last few experiences have taught me that there is life, and to look towards that sun ray. And if you can't find a sun ray, baby, you better be it.
Yeah.
You can't find your sunshine, be the sunshine. It's going to be okay. Every day is not supposed to be easy.
What do you say to people that may look at you and say, like, Eva's beautiful, she's got the fame, she's traveling the world, modeling and acting and things of that nature?
They would be right.
they would be right. I wish I could be in her shoes.
Baby, I would say get your bunions strong because it takes a lot to walk an inch of a mile in my shoes. I wouldn't trade my shoes. I wouldn't give my shoes to anyone else. I know that God selected me specifically and purposefully for my journey. To whom much is given, much will be required. And I've been given a lot, and I have been required to do and pull up a lot. So what I will say is watch what you ask God for, because he will give it to you.
Okay.
So watch what you ask him for, because sometimes, you got to get a new car, but you forget you got to put gas in it.
Mm-hmm. Or it comes with a payment now.
It has a payment.
Or that new car could be a lemon. You ain't say a brand new car. You got to be specific.
Even if it's a brand new car and it's not a lemon, it still takes maintenance.
Yeah.
There's still maintenance. There's still things you have to do to make sure you're going to be okay. And so, yeah.
What was the hardest part of acting for you? Like, I want to know what's the hardest part of modeling, what's the hardest part of acting, and what's the hardest part of reality TV? Because you've done all three.
The hardest part of reality TV is that it could get so nasty. I love reality TV because that fourth wall is broken, and I feel like it's a space for truth to really come in where other television didn't allow. Like Top Model, you saw a regular black girl and what she goes through and the kind of conversations that women have. But now, because it's such a fad and such a thing, I feel like it's starting to become scripted. It's starting to become not as authentic as it used to be, and it can be.
Right.
But I still love my reality TV. When it comes to modeling, I love popping out. I let that pop out.
Sometimes you got to pop out and show.
These jabroni.
Okay.
I'm from LA.
Talk to 'em.
So sometimes, I just like the pop out. I enjoy going back to like the mahogany of days of modeling and becoming the essence of what water feels like and air and flow. And to know me is to know I love art, and everything is art to me. The way this room is crafted is art.
Yeah.
What you're wearing is art. And so modeling to me is exactly that. I mean, what kind of art we would call what you're wearing, that's another topic.
They put this on the next top model. Hey, don't do that, Eva. The next top short models is coming. Don't say.
But no, fashion is art. Your hair is art. Your nails are art. Your shoes, all of it is art. And so for me, modeling, posture, it says something. It exudes something. And then for acting, I enjoy the ability to release. I am not legally allowed to do all the things that I want to do in life. I would be in jail. I cannot.
Madam be going crazy.
But thank God for the beauty of art, the beauty of an outlet to allow me to express the things that I cannot say, that I don't know how to say. I can paint them. I can say them in words. I can exude them in a character. The women that I see out there in the world, I can represent them. And so for acting, for me, it is being able to play a real life person and letting the world know that this one person exists.
I love that. But there's no real models anymore, right?
They're absolutely real models. I mean,
I don't feel like how it was back in the day when it was like
the game has changed.
Yeah, it's like Instagram.
Well,
and
the game has changed. We'll give you that. When I first started, we were doing Polaroids and we were still using film. Now they have like digital, and you can look at your phone and see where the camera and see it right after. But you can't knock. I mean, Jordan Dunn just opened up. Like, I mean, we're still murking the runways. Alec Weck is still her. Like, we're still that girl.
So we still got the eras for the
Chanel,
Naomi's.
Iman, babies later. Naomi just touched down in London. I don't know if you saw her. She was in New York last week with her little Bobette. She is out in London right now.
Like
she's icon.
You know what I mean? You think we'll have another icon?
I do. I think you just got to give us time.
Okay.
Just got to give us time. I mean, nobody knew it was going to be a L'Oreal until you came here and busted through.
Let's go. Crush the building.
That got the whole room blue messing with you. You know, because sometimes, because when storms come through, there's not always a Doppler to give you the alert. You don't always know when someone's going to come through and make a wave, because God has a plan for everybody. So you just sit back and just watch. But I know when it comes, look at Alton Mason, black man. When he started, that boy is on every runway. He is opening and closing every single show. I will be going to Milan tomorrow when I leave New York.
I know that's
then from there to Paris.
Hey.
And when I tell you, we are all over the runways. It is us. It is us. It is us.
Okay.
That did not used to be like that.
And it did not. We were the token. I was the only girl in the show. Now I'm like, there's only 2 white girls in the show. No, seriously.
What's she doing here?
And they're using, and of all sizes, heights, weights, age ranges. There's this one woman, she walks every show. She has to be like 65 years old.
Really?
She has a silver hair. She is
Wow.
she is Europe's everything. Everything. So I just think the game has changed now. The Cindy Crawford's, love her. She's beautiful, but there is also other kind of beauty.
Right.
And I think that's what we're starting to see now.
That's good. Diversity.
I love that.
Yeah.
How did you feel about with Lonnie Love? Because I know you're very protective of your people.
Yes.
What did you feel about Lonnie Love's comments towards Tyler Perry when she basically was like, he needs new writers, he needs some people because these storylines are not hitting anymore?
Change your channel, because Tyler Perry is the GOAT. He's doing something right. He would not be doing what he's doing if something wasn't right. I love TP. Tyler Perry is like my Tyra Banks. Don't say nothing about Tyler. Don't say nothing bad about him. Tyler takes care of his people from day one. I remember my first show with him was House of Pain, and I came on as a simple guest star. That was his first TV show. Now to going into airing of season 4, taping of season 5 of All the Queen's Men, seeing what he's done with the studio. You drive down the expressway and you have a whole sign that says Tyler Perry Studios. He writing something right. So
Lonnie Love, watch your mouth, is what Eva said.
Because Lonnie, that's my baby. Lonnie, that's my girl. That is my girl. That is like, that hands down, Lonnie Love, that's my baby. But I feel like we have to start making enough room for everybody. I feel like there's enough room in the clouds for all the stars to shine. And the moon cycle does what it does just sometimes so that the other stars can shine brighter. The moon will dim a little bit just so the other stars can shine. There's enough room for everybody. So if Tyler want to write his stories, let that man write his stories. I don't understand the issue. I don't understand why we as a community don't understand how to either keep it cute or put it on mute. If it's not your thing, let it go. But if it is, then give the band his flowers. We're a community. We can't do this alone. You know what I mean? And Tyler has changed countless people's lives. He's definitely made me a millionaire. Thank you, Tyler Perry.
Right.
Very much. I like what you write. I love what you write.
She like, I like this storyline over here.
Keep it going.
Keep writing, TP. Keep writing, boss. And happy belated birthday to Tyler Perry, Virgo. September 13th was his birthday just last week.
That's what's up.
So,
That's
yes.
what's up. That's what's up. Well, look, we want to encourage everybody to keep supporting what you're doing.
Thank you.
Even though you shaded me a little bit with the.
I didn't shade
She
you.
did.
She did, right?
She said, what kind of art is that?
No, I mean, art. Listen, your art looks a lot like my apparel in Buried Alive. What you're wearing right now, you will see Alicia Sullivan in Buried Alive on Lifetime.
All
That's
right,
true.
there it is.
That's
September
true.
the 21st.
So tune in to see that.
Yes,
So tune in to see that.
that's kind of my outfit, though, right?
How is it working with Tyler? Because we know he's a nice looking guy and y'all know each other. Y'all
Yes,
cool. Is
Tyler
it
lovely.
easier or harder to work?
You know, I'd worked
someone
with
you know.
Tyler behind the scenes on another project prior to, so it was beautiful that I wasn't a complete stranger to him because he plays such a psycho.
Right.
Yeah.
But he is so cool. Tyler Lepley is
love
the
him.
coolest dude ever. What made me fall in love with him was not just how professional and ready he was, but the way he played with Jaden White, who is our son.
Yeah.
Who's a young actor, who's kind of new at the game, and just the way he loved on him and just he was so good just to see him. He's like, Tyler is he's
That's
lit.
something to get you jammed up though. Your kids
Yeah.
ever jammed you up in a situation?
That's an absolute yes.
Yeah.
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 Can you think of one off the top of your head you can tell us before we go? I know Marley got you jammed up with the cursing.
Well, Marley with the cursing, but we're getting better at that.
Okay.
Marley more recently, it's the sneaking of these iPads. I got a call the other day that she's been sneaking the iPad under her pillow. I'm like, what are you watching? And she's listening to Beyonce's new album, Cowboy Carter. I'm like, why are you hiding the iPad to listen to B? You can listen. Beyonce and Ashanti are Marley's favorite artists.
Really?
Like, in the world. Ashanti, you know. She know your birth. She loves them. So
Does she sing or is she modeling? Because
she just got in chorus. Marley just got in chorus last week. Yes.
That's what's up. That's good stuff.
And no, she cannot sing, but
But she's in chorus.
now,
There's
okay.
enough people to mask it, right?
Well, you know, there's different kind of arts in singing.
That's right.
The standalone.
I thought she would be a praise dancer, but yeah, she decided to go
That
ahead and
is
sing.
funny.
So she made it this year.
All right, listen, hustlers, make sure y'all support Eva's new movie,
Bye, Eva.
Buried Alive and Survive, on Lifetime, Saturday, September 21st, 8 Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Thank you for coming on and talking to us
Thanks
about
for
it.
having me.
Pretty
I
dope, yo.
appreciate
No
it
doubt. It's the Morning
so much.
Hustle.
We are the Morning Hustle.